So I'm often emphasizing how incredibly unstable reality is, in the sense of it has no persistence. It has no um, what's here is gone no sooner than it appears. Experientially, it's not a concept. We can feel it, right? Feel it right now. Feel how you can't really grasp hold of what we call the moment, because um, it would be, if the moment was a particular kind of form or shape, and you went to grab hold of the moment to sort of claim it, to say, here's the moment, I know what it is, I can define it, I have a relationship with the moment. It's like it's literally becoming something else no sooner than you try to grasp hold of it, isn't it? Everything about experience is that way. What we call thoughts, what we call feelings, what we call sensations, what we call circumstances, what we call events, there's zero stability to anything. But strangely enough, there's this sense at the same time of something always being here. Like reality, if you want to call it that, just never goes away. It's rock solid. Oh, it couldn't be more paradoxical, that there's no stability to this, and yet it's always here at the same time. Just let yourself feel that despite all this slipping away, this constant vanishing, constant liquefying of reality, something remains. Of course, it's not a thing, because things don't remain. What is it that remains? What is it that's always here somehow? I guess one word we could give it is being. It's such a simple word, and it's really could be said to be the basis of everything, isn't it? The basis of the moment, the root of all this that's coming and going is the absolute being, the beingness of it. Just feel that sense of the fact that something is here. It's completely undeniable. It's self-verifying the presence of this. All this dynamism, this absolute instability and coming and going of experience, just relentless in its shape-shifting, transitory nature. But always being. They say in the Zen tradition, always being, always becoming. This incredible dance of being. The being, the existence of this, that's so palpable. And yet at the same time, we could never hope to pin down what that being is. It's so subtle. Just feel that sense of being. It's subtle beyond subtle, and yet palpable, concrete. It's here. It's palpably here. Again, this is its paradoxical nature. It's so obviously here, the being of this moment, and yet it's so impossible to put your finger on what being is. Just try to put your finger on it. Try to determine what being is. It's here, but it's indeterminate. Just feel that being. Feel the absolute aliveness of it, the nourishment of it. It's really the root of each moment. The root of every thought is its being. the root of every feeling and emotion, its being, the root of each sensation, each sound, its being. It is the great miracle of existence, that something is here, something is appearing, something is being. No matter how we might be conceiving it, defining it, describing it, trying to make sense of it, trying to navigate it, trying to avoid it, all of that, it's all just sheer being, moving as all of that dance of life. That's what I mean by the root. Everything depends upon being, doesn't it? This life force, this no word for it, but being seems to be a pretty good word. We have all this elaboration, of our life and all the ways it seems to be. Its color, its flavor, uh, its complexity. It's all there, and all the ways as part of that flavor and complexity, the ways it seems to be, the way it presents itself, and the way in which whatever this is that's describing and interpreting is describing and interpreting it and making sense of it seemingly. And then this being at the center of it all, the sheer isness of this, existence of this, is absolutely silent. It just is. There's no story in being. Just feel that it's not a silence that we need to contrive by silencing something. Right at the center, at the heart of the most turmoil and confusion and agitation, if any of that is ever present, at the center of that is being, the pure presence, the pure existence of it. And in that sense of the beingness of the moment, it's like an aspect of the moment, you could say. You could say on one side of the coin of experience is how it seems to be presenting, and all the descriptions about it. And the other side of the coin of experience is its sheer existence. And that's like the primal aspect of each feeling, each thought, each sensation, each circumstance, the beingness of it. And it's has no narrative, it has no story, it's not in time. Being doesn't exist in what was, it doesn't exist in what might be, it exists right now, in this instant. The actuality, that's being. There's no time for narrative, no time for wondering or story. I mean, it makes time for all of that, funny enough. Like the beingness of is so radically inclusive of everything. It shines forth as everything. But being itself is beyond all the stories, all the narratives, all the apparent confusion and silent. But feel the life-giving nature of it right now. It is that, we could say it is that which is giving life, being, giving rise to itself as each one of us, giving rise to all the different versions of itself that we call the flow of our life, the flow of reality, the flow of the world, all of it being, all of it this sheer presence of existence. It is nourishment. It is the source of all nourishment, this life-giving presence. Never absent. impossible to lose. It's not something we gain or lose. It is what we are, so it can't be lost. It is what we are, this being that gives rise to everything. It is what everything is. And feel the way in which this sense of being is at ease, simply being, simply shines at ease, at peace, completely open, complete openness, the openness of being. It may feel at times as if it's sort of localized, like it's here, this being, a sense of me. But notice how it is completely open and spread, if you will, everywhere. It's really nowhere and everywhere, and we can't say where being is, but it's all that we ever find is at the root of each moment, at the root of each appearance of life is the fact that it is, the fact that it's appearing. That's its being, its suchness, as the Buddhists say. It's and it's beyond description. It is transcends all words, all concepts. It simply is unfathomable, but here, palpably here. The feeling of the moment. This is the one taste that's sometimes talked about, the taste of everything, the taste of all the different flavors of life. The one taste is that which is the root, the being. Everything tastes like being fundamentally, and then has all its distinctive flavors along with that as well, of course. And our tendency is to search for well-being in particulars, right? In the particular flavors. I like that flavor and not one, not so much. And then I kind of stake my, I imagine that I'm going to find what I'm looking for by securing more of the moments that I equate, right, with whatever it is I'm searching for. And that's our normal sort of human pastime. But meanwhile, this being, the well of being, as I sometimes call it, is the deepest, fathomless well of being, of well-being. And it is intrinsic and inherent in every moment. It's never absent. So it's unconditioned. It's nothing that needs to be acquired. It's simply what we are and what everything is, and can't be missed, although it does get overlooked for sure, because we're looking somewhere else for it. Right? We're looking in some other moment for the satisfaction that we long for, but it's right here as this moment, because there is no other moment. That's incredible, isn't it? There is no other moment. There is no future. There never will be future. It's a concept. The concept of the future is real, occurring right now. If we think about the future, imagine the future, envision the future, become afraid of the future, that happens now in this instant of being. But we never arrive there. We never get to the future. And certainly we never get to the past either. Let it be that simple, the simple feeling of being. It is an endless wellspring of peace and fulfillment and openness and love and harmony. Because the being isn't struggling with anything because it is everything. There's no struggle in being because there's not two beings, there's one being being everything. One being everything. One aliveness, one existence, shining forth as each one of us, as each instant. We don't have to do something to recognize being, define being. It is simply here already. If we're searching for something, that's being searching for something already here. We're looking for something, that's being looking. We're trying to notice something, that's being trying to notice something. You see, it's just inescapable. It's just what's looking right now, what's hearing, what's seeing, what's sensing. The being of the universe looking through our eyes. We can't find the what we long to have more of in our life, whatever that might be, which we would of course not want to find that and then have it slip away. I mean, whether it's happiness or freedom or God realization or whatever it is we might be wanting more of, peace. If we try to find it in that which is coming and going, we will forever be frustrated because it will go away as experience, because that's what experience does. It goes away. But what doesn't go away? Being.